Hi, my name's Rob Cox and I'm a painter in San Francisco, and I've been asked by the San Francisco General Hospital Foundation to paint one of their hearts this year. It's the second heart I've been asked to do. Last year I did a small tabletop heart which commemorated the Summer of Love. This year the heart itself is a painting of the San Francisco Ferry building. So after I was asked to do the heart in July, the heart itself was delivered here in mid-August, and it was quite large. I actually had to take a section of fence out in front of the house to get it into my studio. It took me from about mid-August to the beginning of November to finish the heart. One of the real big problems or challenges with the heart was the drawing. Usually drawing on paper or canvas is a flat surface, and this had all kinds of curves and contours involved with it. So I knew what I wanted to do with this piece, and it was a painting that I had finished a couple of years ago that is of the Ferry building at dusk. And so I knew this was the image I wanted to do, and I knew I wanted to wrap around the heart and to be kind of almost an M.C. Escher type of image. What took me the longest to do was the drawing of this heart, and it took me quite a while, well over 5 weeks, to get the drawing to where I was really happy with the drawing. And I then was working in a medium that I'm not normally working with, and that's acrylic paint. I usually work in oil paint, and this was acrylic, and in order to allow the acrylic to stay wet, we add medium to it, which thins the paint out, which means that I wasn't getting the coverage I wanted, so now it became more of a glaze for me than I'm normally used to with thick paint. So that was another challenge that I had going into this project. So initially when I did my first heart in 2006 for the 2007 event, my name was recommended by the George Kretsky Gallery to do a heart. I did a small tabletop heart, and the one I did was commemorating the Summer of Love, the 40th anniversary of the Summer of Love. And that went quite well, I think. That heart was auctioned off, and so I was invited again this summer by San Francisco General Hospital Foundation. And so this is a fundraiser for the San Francisco General Hospital Foundation, and this event raises money for the San Francisco General Hospital, which is one of the last remaining city-funded hospitals in the country, and has an amazing, amazing trauma center. So it's really a wonderful cause, and I think that last year, I think it was probably the biggest fundraiser that they had since they started doing these hearts about 5 years ago. Now the event itself, the fundraising luncheon, will be on Valentine's Day, which is always very appropriate. And you can buy tickets to that. It's an open luncheon, fundraising luncheon. So the event itself will be on Valentine's Day in 2008. There will be an artist reception earlier in the year for the artists that have participated in this. The small hearts are auctioned off to private collectors, but these large hearts are sponsored by corporations that donate money and raise money for the San Francisco General Hospital. So at this point I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know who's going to sponsor it, and whoever sponsors it can put it pretty much wherever they want. So they sometimes end up in corporate headquarters, they sometimes end up on street corners. I believe they will be in Union Square for most of the year, most of 2008, to start the year off, and then they get placed wherever the corporation wants to put them. So I always think it would be nice if this would end up somewhere near the Ferry building, because it is a painting of the Ferry building.